Was this the first time you'd slept with your husband's brother?
What business is that of yours?
This is a murder inquiry, Mrs. Barnes. The murder of your son. And what I'm seeing is this. Colin Barnes comes round and starts kicking up a stink. Then he comes into the Rover's Return and starts shouting the odds about Tony. And still you sleep with him?
I still don't see what this has got to do with you.
What Colin was saying was right, though, wasn't it? If it hadn't been for Tony, Des would still be alive. How did that make you feel, Mrs. Barnes?
Well, how do you think it made me feel?
Angry? Bitter? I know I would be. And people in that frame of mind, they're capable of anything, aren't they?
What are you saying?
Colin wasn't the only one who hated Tony, was he? You couldn't stand the sight of him either.
Oh, don't be so ridiculous. He was my son.
And he was responsible for Des being killed.
No, he wasn't. The men who killed Des are behind bars as well, you know, Inspector. I know it would be easier for you to prove that Colin killed Tony, but to do that, you have to make out that I was in on it. Have you got children, Inspector?
Yes, but...
Then you'll know. They drive you mad. They break your heart sometimes, so you curse them. You say awful things about them. But you never harm them. Let alone...
It's still possible that Colin Barnes is using you for an alibi. That night, February the 3rd, can you be sure that's the night he stayed with you?
Yes. I checked it. It was after we'd been to court.
And there's no way he could have left you, slipped out of bed without you noticing?
To tell you the truth, Inspector, that night Colin and I were very drunk. We were both very unhappy and very screwed up. And I think that we were both shocked at what we'd done, so we never talked about it. And just for the record, it had never happened before. And it's never happened since, nor would either of us want to do.